Hey, everybody, welcome to the America Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat between me and my viewers. You can ask whatever questions you want, suggest whatever topics you want. Doesn't even have to be gun related. This is because I'm not good at answering emails or finding them or whatever that stuff is, not good at doing it. So I'm here. You can come talk directly to me. So do this every day. So send in whatever questions you want, whatever topics you want. I will try to address them as best I can. If there's a technical question I don't know the answer to, pay attention to the live chat. There's a lot of people over there with a lot of experience that will probably know better than I do. So feel free to watch the chat and participate in the chat. Get to know some people, build some community. With that being said, I like to start the chat by reading the names of people who ordered merchandise to help support the TYMP program, which I did not send the people to vote last night. I got to do that tonight. Good God. I got to write that down. Hold on. Send. Okay. There. All right. We got one person that ordered merchandise, and they just ordered it a little bit ago, and it was Colin Hepburn. And he got the vintage style Weapons Are Our Religion unisex heavy cotton tee, which also gets him a membership in the Church of Phil. So remember to start paying your tithes. The purchase covers your tithe for right now. Plus you weighed in earlier. But don't stop paying your tithes. If you come to chats, pay your tithe or else I'll get in trouble for it. And I don't want to get in trouble for it. So thank you for that. If you're someone who wants to buy some merchandise to support TYMP, you can go over and get things like my Revolution 2025, little Revolutionary Willie there, Steamboat Willie, or Mickey as most people know him, in his revolutionary garb, firing his rifles there, an AK and an AR to make everybody happy, or most people. So go over and get you a shirt like that or anything else over there. I even have shirts that have this emblem on them in different colors and stuff to where you can become a member of the TYMP K9 unit. So go on over there, get yourself some merch, support TYMP. You can also from TYMPpistolproject.com. That's where you get to the merch page. It's from TYMPpistolproject.com. You can also go over to Patreon from there and become a member and support the Pets and Vets program, the Friends program, and the Voices program. Those are all in dire need. So go on, become a patron. We need patrons more than ever now. And we also need subscribe star people. That was pretty steady. People stayed on, but they're bailing now. But go on over there. You can join, like I said, Patreon and become a supporter of Pets and Vets primarily. Or you can join Subscribe Star if you're worried about the company not being pro-gun enough. Subscribe Star is pro-gun, very much so. So go on over, become a member there. Get yourself some patches and stuff on either one of them. And if you become a member on Subscribe Star, you can support either Pets and Vets or TYMP, depending on what tier you choose. So with that being said, let's get over here to the questions and see what's coming in. Where were we? Gregory Pepper did his monthly payment. He's a pepper. I'm a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too and pay your tithes to Phil? He paid his tithes there. I don't even know if he comes to the chats, but he pays his tithe because he's a good guy. Doesn't want to see me suffer. Salvador Verga donated and said, just to TYMP, didn't leave a question. Let's see if he left a question here. I think he did it twice or it repeated it or something. Just sometimes they show up twice. Yeah, I don't see any difference there. So sometimes people donate twice. John Heasley chimed in and said, I have 2 SIG P320s. Neither of them have shot at me yet. I'm waiting for the day, motherfuckers. I want my stock. Well, if you win it, I'll give it to you. But you ain't won it yet. Christopher Ramos chimed in 545x39, and he said Punva P&V. But in his case, it doesn't mean Pets and Vets. It means one pterosaur, one velociraptor that we have adopted, and I am raising, and he's paying his child support payments on. He said he sent me an email. Let's see. Do I see it? I don't know if I see it. Oh, wait, I think I do. Yes, there it is right there. I've got it up already, ready to share later. So, yeah, I got your email. And when we get to the emails, right after we do this, I'll read it. Sean Bain chimed in to pay his tithe to Phil and said, Need another 22 long rifle pistol. The right U.S. monster got my shoulders and wrists. I think he means the arthritis monster got his shoulders and wrists. Choice Ruger SR22 or Zelther PPQ. I bet he means Walther. He uses voice chat because he's a member of the Beatus Club, or Team Beatus, I should say. Oh, that's a hard question. The Rugers, it's just hard to go wrong with the Ruger, but I do like the Walthers a little better. You get the PPQ 22. You get that. I would say get that one. What have I got to lose? No skin off my dick. You know, you're the one buying it. But I would probably choose that one. Clinton Barella chimed in, and you can stand under my Barella anytime. Is the aim point Amcro worth the price? It's about $100 more than the RMR. Debating on buying, excuse me, a G45 COA or building a G45 and adding the aim point. You know, I don't know all that much about red dots. When I look at a red dot, I don't understand a lot of the stuff they talk about. What I look for is the window big enough? A bigger window is worth it to me. It makes it a little harder to conceal, but it's easier to track the dot in the bigger window. I hate the ones that's got like some of the RMRs got that little tiny window, and I'm like, can't, where's my dot? Because you know, the smaller the field of view, the harder it is to find the dot. So I look for the right size dot. I know the right size window, and then I want the proper size dot. Of course, that's one of the most important features. I will go up to a 3 MOA. I don't want any bigger than that, but I don't want any smaller than a 2, because the 1 I can't really track very well. Doesn't seem bright enough to me, and anything bigger than that, it's, you know, you're covering the whole target with the dot. So I look for that. And then I look for, if I use it on the gun I'm going to use it on, will it co-witness with the sights I have, or do I need to put suppressor sights on it? So those are the things I look for. And that's all I really know about the sights. I mean, I've got different ones. And to be honest with you, I can't really tell from a manufacturing standpoint or how well they work, the difference between my RMR or my Hollow Sun or any of the others. If they got the right size window, they co-witness, and they got the right size dot, I've had good luck with them. So the only time I really pay more money is if to get those features. So I don't know if that'll be of any help to you, because like I said, I don't have one of those, but that's how I go about it. Paul Bidenbach paid his tithe to Phil and said, "Hell, Phil, have you ever seen anyone being shot intentionally?" Yes. It's not a pleasant thing. It's not as dramatic as in the movies, but it's not pleasant. I've seen some pretty bad things in my day. I saw me get shot in the foot by myself. That wasn't pleasant either, because I was on the wrong end of that receiver. I was giving and receiving, which figure out how that usually happens. Wasn't fun. But yes, I've seen someone get shot. I saw an accidental shooting once that was claimed to be accidental, but seemed very intentional to me. But the person did, I think, get away with it. Let's see here. John Mandrick chimed in and said, "I'm considering a PCC with a suppressor for home defense. What things would you take into consideration to determine if it's a good choice?" Oof. I mean, I guess you're going to get 9mm if you're going to be suppressing it, and get the low. I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest, but if you're going to, I guess that's fine. To be effective with the suppressor, it's going to have to be, slower ammo. So I don't know if I'd go to the slower ammo for the suppressor. I mean, my ears ain't so great as it is, so I ain't worried about it. Start sleeping with earplugs if you're worried about that as much, but then you lose your sense of hearing and you may not be alerted to as many issues unless you got a dog. Like, when getting in my house about my dog waking me up, even if I had earplugs in. Because one for one, Turnip will stomp on me. Like if the UPS man's out front and I'm laying down, he'll come in, jump on the bed, spin around, stomp on me, and then run back to the UPS man. He's like, "Get up, we got trouble." But I mean, I'm not opposed to a PCC for home defense, but it wouldn't be my choice because it's still a longer gun. It doesn't seem like it lends itself as well to close quarters movement and use. And especially you add the suppressor to it. Now you got a full length rifle. So I can't say that I support that idea, but I can't say don't do it because it's your choice. But yeah, I really, my best advice on it would be don't do it. Is it worth it? Are the disadvantages worth it to get the advantages? Now, if it was for something more like if I got to run outside and do something, well, then yeah, it makes a little more sense. But then get a shotgun. You can't much go wrong with that. So I just think that maybe a PCC for home defense is not the right use of it. If it makes any sense, it's not the wrong use, but I think more of a PCC as more of something you keep in your car to get home with that you can match to your handgun. So you can use all your ammo in a bad situation and fun at the range. But as like a practical use at home where you can keep all the ammo you want around, I just don't see a reason. I mean, someone could maybe enlighten me and make me see, oh, okay, well, your situation, that makes sense. But just as a generalization, I don't see it as a good idea. Don't see it as a good idea. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? That was John and Mandrick. I think I spent more time on that question than I needed to, but like I said, I just don't know if I support the idea. Jason Thompson, Officer Tater Hair, chimed in, says, I had a boot muncher last night tell me I should move to another country because I don't like back the blue. She'll suck a fart out of that thin blue line ass. She definitely didn't like my sperm memes. Yeah, I didn't like your sperm memes either. They're gross. But yeah, I love that whole notion of if you don't support authority, get out of this country. Well, this whole country is about not really trusting authority. It's one of our main things, not worshiping authority and power and people in those positions of power and criminals, etc. Seems like that's kind of like they don't understand what being an American's about. It's like the same ones that say, if you don't do what I say about far as being patriotic, I'll beat your ass. Well, that you don't have any understanding of what America is about. Like my grandfather always said, he said this on one day about a flag shirt when he saw someone wearing a t-shirt with the American flag and an eagle on it, and he didn't like it. He was like, you're not supposed to wear the flag. You're supposed to fly the flag. And then he said, people who decide they want to wear the flag, he said, beware anyone that wears the flag because they're trying to convince you of something they ain't. He said, people who wrap themselves in the flag are the ones that have the least understanding of it. And I've held that true for my entire life. Not so much that he hated the shirt, but because, I thought that was a little extreme to not like the shirt, but still, he had his points. Let's see, where was I? That was Officer Tater Hater chimed in there. We got one more here from Chrissy Jones. Chrissy Jones chimed in and said, hail Phil, I've seen some deals on LEO trade-ins in 40, but money too tight even for these. How can you tell which ones have gone off on their own? Well, you can just tell. I mean, look at them. They got that look to them. You can tell they're a bad boy. They'll often be wearing like a leather jacket, or they'll have a tattoo, like right above their trigger guard, a little teardrop or something, right under the trigger guard on the frame. So yeah, there's little telltale signs. If they have tattoos says mother, they probably got problems. But other than that, most of them are pretty safe. And usually hardly used if they're police trade-ins. But a lot of times these police trade-ins come from, armories that, ended up switching guns and they don't need to keep the backups in their armory anymore, or guns that were hardly used, by officers that just walking a beat. So they're usually pretty safe to buy. Usually I think they'll melt it down if it kills a policeman. Like if one of them kills a cop, they don't even give them due process. They just lynch them. So you don't have to worry about getting those ones. I guess that's it for the super chats for right now. Let me go over to the emails and get those shared real quick. We got through the chats quick tonight. Stop. Oops, I did the wrong button there. Share screen. That's what I want. All right. Here's the picture that Ghost Shadow sent of the holster he likes to use. This is a Vetter, exact same, made by Fox, Alien Gear. This is a Vetter, exact the same, made by Fox, Alien Gear, and many other companies. Oh yeah, the Vetter holsters are made same exact holster by lots of companies, but they don't have the. Wait, the Vetter's the one? No, it's Crossbreed that has the cross on them. That's the only reason I know those ones, because of the big old cross on the front of them. You know, I like my big old crosses. I actually do like some of them, or if they're gothic and they're on the right gun, they look perfect. Like if you're trying to make it look like a mafia gun or something, those ornate Catholic crosses on like the plate or something, they actually look like they belong there. So we got another email here from, this is from 545x39. And he said, "Hey, Yank, finally got my California CCW, and I took a trip to the grocery store to get myself a treat and have my first public carry experience. It was actually a lot less stressful than I thought. I'm looking forward to more." Well, congratulations. And he's carrying a little Smith & Wesson Shield. That's what he says right here. Smith & Wesson Shield, holster, rounded brand, inside waistband, belt, core track line. That's what I carry. And I got one sitting here. I'm going to give to Caden. Sour Punch Bites, gross. Why don't you just get Sour Patch Kids? I think they're better. These are too sour. Although I can't have them no more because of the diabetes. And that right there is kind of blasphemy. The Reese's Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies should just be chocolate chip cookies. And they and some reason long ago they decided to start putting way too many chocolate chips in them. They're hardly cookies anymore. I'm like, tone down on the chocolate chips and no other shit in them. I mean, I love Reese's cups, but not as part of a chocolate chip cookie. You took two holy things, sacred things, and you mashed them into some sacrilegious travesty. They should exist separately. I have no tolerance for that. And that's not the autism speaking, maybe a little. We got one more email here real quick. Window, and this is from Gummy Woozle. Chris has said a cup of, it looks like he's got a cup of Colt and a PX4 Storm. I don't know what that is. Delta 9 THC. Oh, he's eating his pot gummies. I told you he's a fucking drug head. The people don't listen. Told him. It looks like he's from the not Walking Dead, the Grateful Dead. He kind of looks like he could be from the Walking Dead too. I'm sure in the mornings. But yeah, there he is. I hope the cops don't come get him. Gummy wanted to see this one. I got an email from Ghost Shadow, so let's share that one. Share screen window. This is for Gummy Woozle. What is he got showed here? Gummy wanted to see this. Well, then he's seen it. He's good to go. I'm not sure what he wanted to see it for, but now he's seen it. Happy to help. I think we're all caught up on everything here. Let me see. Here we are. So let's get over here to the live chat, see if anything's coming in. Raymond D brought it to our attention before the chat. Did you see the 2025 Buick Grand National? I don't think there is a 2025 Buick Grand National. I think that there's maybe some AI tomfoolery going around. Let's see. I'll look it up. See, just to make sure. Also known as a modern interpret. No, it's not real. Let's see if they're actually bringing it out. No, even on their website, they just got the old one. But they are advertising the old one pretty prominently. So maybe they plan on bringing one out for maybe 2026 or something. But there is no actual Buick Grand National. People fall for this kind of things all the time because people put up these AI renderings of cars And they're like, this is coming from Buick. And Buick's like, first we've heard of it. And they even make those articles all the time in the magazines and stuff. And they put the headline of new Buick Grand National or new this or new that. And you go read it and you're like, it may only exist in the virtual world. As they tell you what it is first. And then they're like, and for now, it only exists in the virtual world. And I'm like, well, fuck you for bringing me over here and making me read this. Dumb things, people. Make me mad. We got another email coming in real quick. I don't know what this one's about, but let's see here. This is from John Heasley. And he said, Daniel Defense AR-10. He's just sharing his AR-10 with everyone. I used to have a Daniel Defense AR-10. I don't know. And DPMS, I had an AR-10 from them. I used to have a couple of AR-10s. I don't have any now. But I had them at one point. I think I sold them to get my M1A, actually. All right, let's make sure we're there. Close that email. Are you afraid of gun control because you wouldn't be able to display guns on your wall? Why would that make me not be able to display guns on my wall? I mean, I own these legally. I can have this is my own house. I can display what I want. So I don't understand why gun control would make me not be able to display my guns on the wall. I mean, I'm in a safe. So as far as any laws concerning safe storage, this would more than meet the requirement. I'm actually in a walk-in safe, a vault, basically, with metal-lined walls and everything else. So, on a plane, it's not my responsibility to lift another person's luggage into the overhead compartment, and I don't like it when the flight attendant asks me to do it. I don't mind. I don't care at all. I've done it many times, especially if it's a little old lady or something like that, or a kid. But you're a grown man, put your own fucking luggage up there. And hell, these women nowadays, they want to be equal. Put your luggage up there. If you're equal in every way, put your fucking luggage up there. And no, I'm not holding the door for you. Get out of the fucking way. It's very pick and choose when women a lot of times want to be equal. Pay, yes. Paying for the check, no. They want to leave first. If a ship is sinking or a building's burning, they want to get the kids and get out first. Why should I have to die? We're equals. Whichever one of us survives will take care of children. I think the men would have a better chance of grabbing the children and running for it. And then the women should come up from behind, trailing behind. Because the men got the best chance of getting out with the kids. So I think it's sexist to say that women and children first. Children first, yes. But you send them with the parents got the most chance of getting them out. Thought about that probably too much. Did I run out of questions already, or did I? Oh, I think I jumped down. I hold the unpopular opinion that if you're too weak to lift your carry-on bag up to the overhead apartment, then either pack lighter or don't travel by plane. But there's old ladies. There's little old ladies. What about rifle caliber pistol for home defense? Rifle caliber pistol, I think that'd be a little overkill. A little hard to control. Or of course, probably would only have to fire it once. So I guess there's an argument to be made. When a young, healthy female flight attendant cannot lift the passenger's luggage into the overhead compartment, then that passenger's bag is too heavy. Well, a lot of times flight attendants don't want to do it because they'd be doing it all day. And they don't want to wear out their back. You never know which one's going to tweak your back out and you're out of work and you get no pay. So I can see why they don't want to do it all day long. Just fucking lift it. Don't be a dick. I also use 1791 holsters and belts on the recommendation years ago, as well as Azula. Great stuff. Thanks. Yeah, I use those all the time. 1791s are great off-the-shelf holsters. So Azula are like my second or like my B team of off-the-shelf ones. If I can order one, can afford it, and can wait for it, I'll go Lobo. It's spent shell casing tattoos, not teardrops. I don't know. Maybe. I saw an LEO trade-in P229 DAK, and it kills me that I can't afford it. Oh, that is sad. don't you have 2 kidneys? Well, of course, yours are pot riddled, so they probably don't have the value of other kidneys, but you should get enough for one of them to do that. I hate when people bitch about, I don't got enough money to buy a gun, and they still got 2 good, perfectly healthy kidneys. So you can't say about me, I only have 1 good kidney. One of my kidney only works at like a certain percentage, like 30% or something, because of a fever I had when I was young. So I can't, so I have the right to bitch. You don't. You got 2 perfectly good kidneys that you're just wasting. I sent you an email subject AR-10. I saw it, shared it. That is a 1943 manufactured M1 carbine modified by LE Mag in Florida. Men and women first. They can always have more kids. We don't need more kids. We probably don't need the ones they got. So there'd be an argument for just leave the kids. We'll start over. Man and the woman should just get out because the woman can't make kids without the man. So maybe just the man and the woman should run out because they can make more kids. The kids can't make new parents. So that seems like your argument just fell apart. They're enforcing your boundaries, and then there's being an asshole. What? There's enforcing your boundaries, and then there's, I don't know what that's about. Weak old ladies, check your bags. Oh, that's mean. They need their meds and stuff in their bags. I asked some guy if he'd ever been in a bar fight, and he said no, but I've been in a zoo fight. I could imagine him falling into an animal enclosure. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a zoo fight. I can't really think of a lot of animals I'd want that you could actually fight with. I mean, like, well, penguin. That wouldn't be hard, but you can't really have a valid fight with a penguin. If you're going to fight something, it's got to be like a tiger or a gorilla or something like that, something that can actually fight with you. You can't say, I fell in the lemur pit. That's not even really much of a fight. They got to be big enough to stand face to face with you. So tiger, lion, rhinoceros, hippo, gorilla, orangutan, things like that. That's a fight. And I don't want to get in any of those fights. I don't even want to fight a kangaroo. These people in Australia, I don't know why they're always trying to fight kangaroos. Like, why do you want to fight with a kangaroo? Leave the kangaroos alone. Don't start fights with kangaroos, but for some reason, they just love doing that down there. We got like 2 minutes left here. Let me see if I can get these last couple questions. I just ordered a craft holster from Slovakia for the Shadow 2. They seem to be pretty good quality from what I can tell. The ones I've had seem pretty good. On another channel, when I'm a mod, other mods are now calling me the alligator Alcatraz because I live in Florida. Maybe they're saying maybe you're misunderstanding and they're saying you should be an alligator Alcatraz. Maybe that's what it is. On another channel, I read that, didn't I? So I'm caught up. That's it for the questions. And we still got 2 minutes left. Let me make sure there's no super chats I missed. So we got all the live chat today. I'm all caught up on the super chats over here. Seen a guy in Australia fight a kangaroo that was trying to drown his dog. Well, then you fight the kangaroo. But that's self-defense. You're defending your dog. You didn't start it. In that situation, the kangaroo's the dick. And if the kangaroo's a dick, well, then you treat him as he deserves. But generally, it's the people being the dick, not the kangaroo. When I was in USMC, Delta Airlines didn't want to take my kit in my duffel bag. It weighed about 150 pounds. They didn't have the option of not taking it. They were not happy. Yeah, those duffel bags. Oh, my God. I remember carrying those fucking things through the airport. Just awful. Awful. I've spent many a time walking with one of those on my shoulder, going from basic training to AIT or from AIT to special training or carrying that damn duffel bag was a pain in the fucking ass. Some people had these little wheel things that you could put them on. I never had that because I was too cheap. So I had to deal with what I had. All right, let's see here. I think that we are all caught up on everything. And I do believe we are out of time as well. So I want to thank everybody for coming. We timed it perfectly today, it looks like. I appreciate everybody who weighs in with comments, either in the live chat or via email, or especially if people donate to help the Pets and Vets program. It's all appreciated. Everything you do for the channel is appreciated. I'll see you all again tomorrow, where we'll have another day of Pro Gun Chitty Chat. Hope to see you then. Until then, remember, always carry. I'm kind of out of center here on the thing, aren't I? Always carry and stay safe till I see you again. Hey everybody, Yankee here. Before we go, I just want to take a second to remind everyone that this channel is 100% viewer funded. We don't take a penny from advertisers, retailers. We don't take money from political organizations. There's no one telling me what I need to tell you. Everything that we do is done through the generosity of our viewers, either buying merchandise or becoming a patron or a Subscribe Star member. You're all the ones that support Pets and Vets and TYMP. And that's the reason I can stay true to myself and loyal only to the people who watch my channel. And I can spend my time talking about what I want to talk about, telling what I think needs to be said, and giving you my uncensored take on things I think you need to hear. So if you'd like to help keep things that way, please support the channel by becoming a patron, a Subscribe Star supporter, or just going over to my web store and buying some merch. The links are all in the upper corner of this video.